Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome and thank you for joining us here at 816 Podcasting and presenting episode 7 of Mark Out Wrestling with your hosts, Anthony and Glenn. On today's episode, we'll recap the events leading up to No Mercy. We'll give you our predictions for the pay-per-view, and we've got a little fantasy booking for you guys that we're going to give each other.
Yeah, we're both really excited for that. We're real hard on it.
And feels good to be back.
Feels great to be back. We took too much time off, just scheduling conflicts and stuff. Shouldn't happen again.
Hopefully not.
We missed a lot, so let's jump right into it. Let's start with Bayley coming back, and now she's part of the Fatal 5-Way now at No Mercy.
Yeah.
Are you excited to see her added to the match?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's nothing against Bayley. It's just, I guess the last few times we've seen her, it's been kind of a little lackluster, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's nice to see, because she was supposed to get a title shot at SummerSlam, so it's nice to see her jump right back in. And she got a nice reaction. I know it was in front of her hometown, but I love the reaction she got. She looked good. She
did look really good.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see her back, man.
Yeah, me too. Definitely. And she does bring a certain dynamic to this match that I think it needs. I mean, this match has a lot of good women in it, right? It's like pretty much got the whole Raw women's roster in this match.
Yeah. They're using their women the same way SmackDown are using their women now. Just throw them all together.
Right. It's works.
It's pretty lazy booking, but
it works this way.
It does work this way. I think they're
just in case they decide to take the title off of Alexa Bliss, which I'm not sure if they do. We'll talk about that when we get to our predictions. But it makes it easier for them to do that.
Yeah, I think they do, but like you said, we'll talk about that later. But
well, let me ask you a question. Do you think that they added all these women to this match maybe to make Nia look extremely dominant this Sunday?
Well, I don't think you need to do that to make her look dominant. Like the fact that they just put her over Alexa so easy is kind of surprising to me. Like, she beat her with one Samoa drop.
Sure.
It's not even her special. Her special is that leg drop.
But if she takes out 4 other women in this match, I mean, she definitely looks super strong.
Yeah, regardless of who wins Sunday, they're going to book her real good.
Yeah.
They're going to book, all the girls have to team up to take her down or whatever.
I agree 100% with that.
And a lot of people were upset that Emma didn't come out on Monday.
Yeah.
But
she's a heel, man.
Well, people think that it's like WWE ignoring her, and if you want real proof that WWE doesn't care about her, look at Monday. It's a Fatal 5-Way, and all 4 women came out and were involved besides Emma. What people don't know is Emma actually got the week off because they went to Australia, and they allowed her to stay an extra few days and spend time with her family. So it's not like she was there and they weren't using her. I'm sure if she had been there, she would have came out in some degree.
Sure.
But this isn't WWE ignoring her. This was her spending time with family. So
kudos to WWE for allowing her to do that.
Yeah. Good for them, man.
Yeah, that seems like something that they wouldn't let anybody do.
Man, I can't wait to see Asuka in this division, though.
Oh, dude, I know.
Let me ask you a question.
She's going to run through it.
This is one of my tough questions for you.
Uh-oh.
So Asuka's going to come in and ideally be undefeated for a while.
Right.
When she does get beat, who beats her? Who would you like to see beat her?
Oh, man. That is a good question. I
actually read that on Bleacher Report when they were talking about their previews.
Yeah.
I was like, we have to ask that. That's a fantastic question.
That is a really good question, man. I don't know. I don't even know if it's anybody on the main roster right now. I don't know if it's anybody on Raw right now. God.
If we're doing fantasy booking, I like Becky Lynch.
See, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking Becky, but
straight fire.
Yeah. Hey, see, so here's the problem.
I think her first defeat will probably be in a triple threat or a fatal 4-way where she doesn't get pinned. But I'm talking about where she actually gets pinned or
clean.
Submitted. Yeah. Who do you think takes it from her? Maybe Ember Moon coming up? Some revenge?
I mean, maybe. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know if it's going to be anybody on the main roster right now that does it. If we're saying, if we're anybody on the main roster right now to beat her, my pick would probably be Becky Lynch. But I don't know if she needs to lose for a long time, honestly.
They'll probably do Charlotte, to be honest.
God, which is fine. Charlotte's a great wrestler, don't get me wrong, but it just seems like when anything new or any type of milestone is going to be beat within the women's roster, it seems like
be Charlotte.
Charlotte's the one doing it.
Yeah, they're so high on her, and they should be, but
Did you see?
Understand you have so much talent now in the women's division.
Right.
Especially we missed with our hiatus the conclusion of the Mae Young Classic.
Mm-hmm.
We both thought it was going to be Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
We're both wrong. What's her name?
Kairi Sane.
Kairi Sane. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, they booked her strong throughout the entire tournament.
And she's getting the title match at the next takeover, right?
Yeah.
But they don't know who she's facing yet.
They don't know who she's facing. They just know she's fighting for the vacant title. It's probably Ember Moon.
That's who I would guess. I don't know who else it would be.
Starting to look strong.
Did you see Paige is back?
Yeah, she's at the Performance Center training again.
Yeah,
I don't think she goes down to NXT.
No. They said she'll probably go to SmackDown.
Yeah.
Which, if you're gonna put Asuka on Raw, sending Paige to SmackDown makes the most sense.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that either. We both wanted Raw. We both predicted Raw. We get it. Mm-hmm. And I think it's just the best thing because they're going to use the entire women's division now.
Right.
And not just in one match or one story. I think it really is going to spread out because you're not going to neglect Sasha and Bayley and Alexa who are your money makers there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, it makes the most sense. I agree.
Well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Everyone in the Mae Young Classic who didn't win, is there anyone you really, really want to see in the WWE? Like, how, of the girls who were in the Mae Young Classic, who do you want to see stay with WWE?
Candice LeRae.
Candice LeRae.
Yeah.
Candice wrestling.
Maybe it's just like, she, for me, like, is just like, she's my most favorite female wrestler. In WWE, I mean, just in the indies, just in general. She's my favorite, man. Just the way she moves around the ring, she wrestles with a lot of guys, and the way she does it, dude, she's so good.
For me, I really like Dakota Kai.
Yeah, Dakota Kai is really good too.
I love her little haluva kick.
Yeah,
that was good stuff. Sarah Logan put on a great showing, went out in the first round, but I thought she had a great match. There was one more, but his name's not coming to me. I was supposed to write this stuff down.
That's okay. I saw some of them did sign with WWE, right?
Yeah, I haven't looked at that list, but I didn't see really who all excited to see.
I don't know.
I think Shayna Baszler stays with the WWE.
I think she signed. I think she signed her contract like this past week or whatever.
Yeah.
So she's definitely
this has been a dream of hers for a long, long time, even when she was a UFC fighter. So.
Yeah. Did you see kind of UFC wrestling? Did you see Chris Cyborg wants to fight Ronda Rousey in a WWE ring? Yeah,
and to me, I mean, no offense to Ronda Rousey, but that's the only fight with them two that makes sense.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey's coach, Tavarian, whatever his name is, it's hard to pronounce, went on to the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani and said that he would like to see Ronda Rousey fight Chris Cyborg, which is absolutely ludicrous. Rousey's been knocked out twice in her last two fight losing skid, and to face the most dominant woman in women's MMA and definitely the best knockout artist in women's MMA it's as a person you don't want to see her go through that. Yeah.
So I don't want to stay on this topic too long, but do you think Ronda fights in the UFC again?
I don't personally, but I didn't think she'd come back the second time and fight Nunes, so I don't know. But it looks to me like she's going full head with her WWE career. So, maybe in the WWE. Yeah. But it was surprising to me that Chris Cyborg didn't ever have anything happen with Becky Lynch because they were both pushing for that. Cyborg has actively wanted to wrestle in the WWE, so who knows?
I think that might have to do with them wanting to do the 4 Horsewomen versus the 4 Horsewomen. So, I mean, you can't have Becky Lynch tied up in anything with Chris Cyborg if that's the route you want to go.
Well, they're not even presenting Cyborg as one of the 4 Horsewomen.
She's not. That's what I'm saying. You have to move Becky Lynch away from Chris Cyborg if you're wanting to do the 4 Horsewomen versus the 4 Horsewomen.
I don't think so. I think they could have done that and then still done the 4 Horsewomen. But
I don't know.
Especially if she's not going to be part of it. I think then it's just a completely separate thing. But
yeah, but you don't want to have Becky Lynch in a feud with 5 different MMA fighters. You know what I mean?
I would like to see her do something.
Well, I think she will.
Because here's another question I have for you. That's really off topic, but I really want to address it. Do you think SmackDown should be a 3-hour show?
No. Okay. I don't think Raw should be a 3-hour show.
So here's the question. I told you that I knew your answer, but I have evidence to the contrary. I think it should be.
Why?
And I think most people
You're out of your
would
mind.
disagree. I know most people would disagree, think it should be a 2-hour show. But let me tell you this: Charlotte came back,
Right.
right? They made it as her big return after Ric Flair, going through his medical issues. It wasn't. She came back a week after SummerSlam. She's been doing house shows since then.
Right, but it was a return to television.
Let me finish because I've got Becky Lynch was off air 1 week less than Charlotte. There's no big return for Becky Lynch. It was just Charlotte's big return. That annoyed me. Number one. Number two, Bobby Roode has came up from NXT. He's on SmackDown now. We haven't seen him in 3 weeks now. It's 3 weeks he's been left off air. Sami Zayn doesn't get time. There's too many superstars on SmackDown. Nobody's getting enough time. I think if you continue writing SmackDown the way you do, having a 3-hour show is no problem. But when you have all these fillers like Raw does and they don't utilize their talent right, it's a problem. But I think SmackDown needs to be a 3-hour show. Becky Lynch has been a healthy scratch since the week before SummerSlam. That's insane. Charlotte came back a week after SummerSlam. Just now got back on the roster. She's arguably the top women wrestler in WWE today. Bobby Roode, the hottest thing in NXT, just came up. He's been off the air for 3 weeks now. And even before then, they only had him facing jobbers. I think you need more time.
Well, so to your Bobby Roode point, I did read that the reason they're doing this is because of Dolph Ziggler. And Ziggler is going to eventually, do Bobby Roode's entrance, and then that's going to put them into a feud together. So they're keeping him off because, you could have him on every week, sure, but if you're just going to have him beating jobbers, I don't see a huge reason for it.
Well, hurry the hell up with that. Because him doing all these intros, it's I'm not into it. I was actually more into it with Triple H and DX.
I'm telling you,
Shawn Michaels.
I think it's funny. I really do think it's funny. I wouldn't say I'm into it, but it is funny to me.
If anybody can pull off that segment, it's Dolph.
Yeah.
But I don't know where this is going. I guess you say it goes against Bobby Roode, which I was actually going to predict here. So thanks for stealing my thunder, bro.
You're welcome.
But, yeah, I think we need more time. I really do. And I don't think time is the issue. I don't think that's what people have a problem with. I think it's the fact that you watch Raw and there's so much that clearly they don't care about. When they just throw a 6-man cruiserweight tag team match with no build-up or anything. It's just thrown together. They just throw in Kurt Hawkins in there with nothing. But when you write, and if you add another hour where you actually write good stuff and utilize good talent like the Charlottes, the Becky Lynches, the Sami Zayns, the Bobby Roodes that are being left off, I don't think 3 hours becomes a problem anymore. Because I'll tell you, man, I every week I'm at work and I come home and I watch Raw and I'm just like,
Well, that's not fair.
Every week I'm at work and I'm like, I gotta get home and watch SmackDown. I gotta get home and watch SmackDown.
Dude, but
I think it has a lot to do with their writers.
That's 8 hours of wrestling over 3 days if you watch NXT and 205 Live. That is a lot of wrestling in 3 days. And then if it's a pay-per-view week, that's another 3 hours.
And Raw,
that's 11 hours.
Is the hardest to watch. And it's not because it's 3 hours long. It's because of the directionless writing. Or the just doing the same thing over and over, and it's so easy to predict. But I still get crazy excited for any Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman moment.
But that's the problem with Raw
Hardys, any Miz.
It being 3 hours, I think the time has a lot to do with it. Because with it being 3 hours, that's why we have so much more filler, because they need it to fill the time. And I think Raw has showed that they're not going to fill it with more wrestling. They're going to fill it with more backstage promos, more in-ring promos, more vignettes or whatever they're going to fill it with. And I don't see them filling SmackDown with more wrestling. I think they're just going to end up doing the same things Raw is doing. And that's why people say 3 hours is too long. Not because 3 hours of wrestling is really too long. It's just filled with so much bullshit that nobody is into.
It's weird that you're making my point, but still disagreeing.
I know. It's crazy. The reason why you think it should be 3 hours is why I think it shouldn't be 3 hours, if that makes sense.
I would really love to see it be more than 2. Or like 2.5 I'd be fine with. But like even this last week, Charlotte, we had the Fatal 5-Way to determine the number 1 contenders match for Natalia's championship.
Yeah.
And they had a 15-minute main event. It felt rushed to me.
You think so?
It felt like I want to see more Becky Lynch.
Man, a 15-minute match in WWE is long these days.
Yeah, I want to see more. When you have 5 women, though. Or actually, I guess it was a Fatal 4-Way, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a Fatal 4-Way. Yeah, that was my bad. But still,
Natalya
when you have 4 girls working and 2 of them are constantly laying on the ground outside, 15 minutes isn't long.
It was Becky, Naomi, Charlotte,
and
Tamina.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Lana was out there, but she's not wrestling. Okay.
And Carmella was nowhere to be found. She was on the WWE.com exclusive post or SmackDown Fallout. Like, she had James Ellsworth on a leash. Had him sit, had him lay down, had him bark.
Oh, I know. Weird. It's so weird.
That was so weird.
Oh, my gosh. All right, let's get back on to Raw, though. What'd you think of Roman's promo?
I loved it. He said everything that like we wanted him to say from the second he started feuding with John Cena.
Yeah.
So
dude, that line, that Alex Riley line,
that was awesome.
Oh my god.
That's what we want to hear. Like,
yeah.
We know he's buried people. Bring that up. Don't just I don't know.
Well, it's not even necessarily that he buried Alex Riley, right? It's that Alex Riley looked too much like John Cena.
Yeah.
That was the problem.
Yeah. I think like I read that that promo felt forced or whatever.
This felt like a promo that was like the least forced from him.
Let me say this. The odds of this happening are crazy low. The writer for Bleach Report that does the results recap or whatever.
Yeah, the reviews.
If you're listening, I know you're not. If you're listening, you hate your job. Okay? You hate wrestling. It's so clear. Every week I read this, and every week I go, this guy hates his job. Talking about how this shit felt forced, and, Roman Reigns is all, like, just stop. Quit your job, man. Or, like, request a transfer to football or something. Leave wrestling alone.
Do you think Roman's promos are scripted now?
Yeah.
You do?
Most are scripted. Like,
well, that's what I mean. But everybody's problem was like Roman can't read a script. Like that's why they say his promos are really bad because he can't read a script. These are really good. So my question is, are they giving him a little more freedom in what he says out there, or is he maybe getting to write his own promos?
From what I've heard, there's only like 2 or 3 guys in WWE who are allowed to cut their own promos. So or to write their own promos.
Cena.
Yeah, other guys can get
Heyman.
Bullet lines and then work off of that, but they still have to follow the bullet points. Yeah, so like Cena, I heard Owens and Jericho, but from what I heard from day one, even Cena was scripted in the Reigns feud from Dave Meltzer.
Right, yeah.
He said that entire thing was scripted, and I was getting reports before Raw last week that Reigns was gonna give his best promo yet, and so everything points to this one being scripted too.
So why is it so different now? Why is he cutting these great promos now? Are they just writing better promos for him?
I think so.
Like, is that all it is? Is that it really that simple?
I believe so. Like, if you believe what you're saying, it makes a difference. Like if you're just playing a character, but you don't really buy in like the way someone like Kevin Owens does, where you believe that he believes what he's saying 100%. And Roman Reigns, acting like a badass all the time. Like, I'm not sure he necessarily buys in like the way a Brock Lesnar does. Like, Brock Lesnar believes 100% he's the baddest man on the planet.
Well, he is.
Yeah.
It's easy to believe it when you are.
Yeah. I think saying something that's true like really does help you, because it just helps you believe it yourself, and if you believe it, we'll believe it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he's looking like his promos have been. If he was cutting these promos since day one, he wouldn't get fucking half the flack that he gets from the fans. I mean, even if they do say he's still forced down our throats or whatever. You guys can't see me. I'm putting up air quotes here because I don't believe that shit. But if he was able to cut these promos from day one, I don't think fans would be as pissed off about him being in the top spot.
You didn't believe that a few years ago?
What? That he was forced down our throat? Dude, like, here's the thing. Like, why is this argument not being made for a lot of people? It's just whenever a guy gets pushed, like that's what it is. It's a push. It's not being forced down our throat. That's just what we're getting. That's who we're gonna get. And
it's different because this isn't just a push. This is them telling us this is the next big thing. He's going to carry the company for 20 years when John Cena leaves. It's not just a push. This is our guy, and there's nothing you can say about it.
So, but I mean, like, that's
it's like a mega push.
No, but it's not a new thing. Like, this shit has happened before. You know what I mean? I mean, it's happened with Randy Orton. It's happened with John Cena. It happened with Triple H. Like, it's not anything new. It's just fans. I think, like, fans these days, like, fucking CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, like, fucking ruined this shit for other wrestlers, man. Like, because they were just so good that, like, WWE had no choice but to push these guys. So, like, when they want to start pushing their own guy, fans are like, no.
So, if they're so good, WWE had to push them. Why aren't guys like Cesaro and Sami Zayn getting really good pushes?
Because I think WWE is looking back at, like, this Daniel Bryan and this CM Punk, and they're like, look, we've given you this twice before, and it's bitten us in the ass twice before.
Daniel Bryan didn't bite him in the ass. That was just an unfortunate.
But that's not how WWE looks at it. WWE's like, we gave you this guy. He got hurt. We gave you him again. He got hurt again. We're not going to do that again. We gave you CM Punk. CM Punk was a whiny little bitch. No offense to one of my favorite wrestlers. It bit him in the ass.
He still seems sour.
Yeah. So,
To me, I think it's their talking skills, maybe.
Oh, Daniel Bryan's not good. I mean, he's not great on the mic.
Then again, Sami Zayn can really cut a promo to me.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I literally think
Cesaro's
it's WWE.
Getting so much better too.
I literally think it's WWE looking at guys like that and saying, "We've given you what you wanted before. It's bit us in the ass. Now you're going to take what we give you."
I thought for so long it was going to be Seth Rollins and not Roman Reigns.
That
was going to be the next franchise holder.
Yeah,
I really did. So let's move on here.
Okay.
Jason Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Won a fatal 4-way. Man, I keep saying fatal 5.
Was
I'm thinking about that women's championship.
Wait, who all was in that match?
It was
both Hardys.
No, it was a fatal 5-way.
It was a fatal 5-way. Yes.
Yeah.
It was Jason Jordan, both Hardys, and then
Elias. No, it was a 6-pack challenge.
God damn, Elias was in it. That's right.
Yeah, it was a 6-pack challenge.
Oh my god, there's so many people in that match. They threw every mid-carder they had in that match.
Yeah.
And I think everybody knew Jason Jordan was going to get that win, right? Like, that was not a surprise.
Not at all, but they did it the right way.
Yeah.
Make them earn it.
Jason Jordan winning a main event match on Raw.
Yeah, he's someone you could make an argument is being pushed down our throats. But again, it's like you said, it's just a push. And I'm surprised more people aren't getting behind him. Dude,
yeah, because if his matches against Cena and Roman alone didn't sell you on this guy, what the hell will?
I love that Northern Lights suplex. Pick him up, do it again.
Yeah,
is that his finisher? Because I'm down with that.
Is it?
I don't give a shit that John Cena Roman Reigns kicked out. It's John Cena Roman Reigns.
Right.
Start using that as your finisher, bro. That looks dope.
I mean, but near counts on John Cena and Roman Reigns, man, that makes you look really good. And fans, like you said, just aren't getting behind him. Is it the storyline?
I think it's the storyline.
Like, do we just we can't believe that
putting him as Kurt Angle's son has made him too gimmicky.
Yeah,
it's made it into like a comedy, funny thing, and now you're not taking him serious,
right? Because we know he's not. Like,
he's killing it.
Yeah,
he's killed it on the mic. To me, like, he's intense in his promos. He's 100% killing it in the ring, and I'm shocked that he gets zero reaction when he comes out.
I think
because I cheer for him. I like the guy.
Kayfabe is so far dead that storylines like this, fans just can't get behind because in the era of the internet, the dirt sheets and stuff like that, I mean, you know what's going to happen before it happens most of the time. You know that Jason Jordan is not Kurt Angle's son, so it's hard to get behind a storyline like that. But like you said, man, he is killing it in the ring week after week.
He really is. So Dustin Rhodes versus Bray Wyatt. I was shocked when Bray Wyatt took the paint off of Goldust.
What was that, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was great, though. That was probably the best part of that match.
Right,
and,
so that was like a shot at Finn Balor, right? Yeah. Because their match this week, it's not the Demon King, right? It's Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, and Finn Balor says the man behind the mask is way more dangerous.
Right.
But I don't know why they're not using the Demon at every pay-per-view, but for this storyline, I guess it makes sense.
I think I've said it before, like I want to see the Demon King at every pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But for this storyline, I agree. It makes sense for them to leave it out of it, because I do want to see what Finn Balor can do. We've seen it before, obviously on NXT and on Raw every week, but to see Finn Balor, because it's two different personas, so to see Finn Balor in a match on a pay-per-view, I'm actually really interested to see if they do anything different than if he was the Demon King.
It leaves it open too. Like, if he was the Demon King, Finn Balor wins 100%. Now that he's Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt, the matchup is pretty 50-50 to me. It's a coin toss. I had a lot of trouble this week predicting.
It's like 70-30 for me.
Yeah, so that's going to be a good one. But I like that Goldust went to Kurt Angle as Dustin Rhodes. And wanted that match. I was really...
Goldust is like the new Big Show, just like heel turn, face turn, heel turn, face turn, heel turn, face turn.
Right.
Because this was obviously very face.
He's just putting
no
over
pun intended.
Talent, he's looking good.
He looked real. I will say this though, it was a little weird seeing him in the Goldust outfit without the Goldust makeup on.
It really was.
it was really weird seeing him like that.
If you want to be Dustin Rhodes, come in some jeans and a t-shirt.
Yeah, do something, man.
Look like a redneck or something.
Which is what he was in WCW.
Speaking of Dustin Rhodes, you want to talk about Starrcade?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
Okay, so they announced Starrcade is coming back, and I think it's going to be a network special. So it's like a live show. I think it's going to be on the network. And Cody tweeted out, hey, if you're going to do something that my dad created, at least, and you don't want to give him credit for it, at least put Goldie on the show. And he tweeted this to Michael Hayes. Michael Hayes replied saying, Cody, you're right. By the way, what are you doing that night? Do you want to team with your brother? And then Goldust tweeted out again, yeah, let's make it the Rhodes Brothers versus the Hardy Boys.
And then the Hardy Boys are like, sign us up.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
And I think it's possible because I don't think Cody is like actually signed to an ROH contract. I think he's an independent worker. I think that's why.
Yeah.
I think that's why he can go anywhere.
It's weird because WWE's not known for giving like one-time one-offs. Like you sign a contract with them, you're like their superstar. They don't really do one-off appearances.
But they have to realize the money in this, right?
Other than these tournaments with like the Mae Young Classic and the Cruiserweight, but. Yeah.
They have to realize the money in this.
Cody Rhodes has done such good things since he left. I would hate to see him come back, actually.
I wouldn't. Not for a one-off match.
No, not for a one-off. I mean permanently, because I think he'd go right back to where he was.
Maybe a few years down the line, I could see him coming back.
Oh, I'd love it then.
But not right now. But yeah, WWE has to see how big of an opportunity this is to bring in the ROH World Champion. I would even go as far as a wager if they did bring him back that they would mention that. I wouldn't be surprised if they, maybe they let him come to the ring with the title. Because did you see did you get the email that WWE sent out about the network, the survey, asking like what kind of content do you want to see on the network? One of the questions was like ROH, like do you want to see ROH on the network? So I wouldn't be surprised if they can bring him back and him come to the ring with the title. And I think one of the caveats to bringing him back, like if WWE's like, yeah, we want to bring you back, and he's like, I don't know. I think one of the caveats could be, hey, you come back and do this for us, we'll let you have the Rhodes name. You can take the Rhodes name. You can be Cody Rhodes when you're in ROH, when you're in New Japan. And I think it would be smart I think it's a win-win for both people, for both parties.
I don't know if WWE would do that. They definitely don't have a history of doing that.
I mean, I'm saying it's possible. Like, I could see it happening, honestly.
If you can't give the Dudley Boys. Like, so, did you see in this live event this last week, I think it was Sunday, I might be wrong. It might have been Saturday night. I don't know where they were at, but they were in Europe or whatever. And Cesaro and Sheamus used the 3D.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
And then Dudley, Bubba Ray. Yeah, he tweeted him with like a mean face, and Cesaro tweeted back like where he's just shrugging. It's a gif of him shrugging, and then Devon or Bubba sent a tweet where he's like puts his hand up and then he goes straight down. He's like, no, bro.
That's good.
Yeah,
but I think
I love Cesaro's little
his shrug. I would love to see Cody come back from this for this match. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. So let's move to SmackDown before we get into No Mercy predictions.
Okay.
The biggest thing there, obviously, has been Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens. So we missed 2 weeks. So we missed Shane McMahon finally getting physical with Kevin Owens, and he got suspended.
Right.
And then we had the Vince McMahon coming out.
Return of Vinnie Mac.
Hadn't been on SmackDown since 2013. Comes back. Says he only suspended Shane for not finishing the job.
Yeah.
Digs into Kevin Owens,
man.
He's so good. And force Kevin Owens' hands, in my opinion.
To attack him?
Yeah.
Dude, so, I want to address this real quick. Vince bladed, right?
Obviously.
So...
Because that was real blood.
Yeah, 100% real. I think I read, like, he bladed and then he used prosthetics or he used makeup or something to cover it up before he came out.
Some kind of, like, glue or something.
Yeah, something to...
And he just put it over.
Yeah. But
Kevin Owens really had to headbutt him to get that blood out.
And he headbutted him hard.
Yeah, bro.
Here's my question, all right? Because I got a question for you now, and it's on this topic. Are we moving away from the PG era? Like, is blood going to become a little more acceptable again in the WWE? Because if the owner is blading, I'm not saying blading necessarily, but are we going to get to see more color in WWE now?
I don't think so.
Okay. This is just a one-time thing, and it's Vince McMahon. Vincent fucking McMahon. He can do it. You can't.
Exactly. I think it's a special thing maybe for pay-per-views and stuff, but... Because, I mean, we've seen other people do it. We saw it happen with, like, Randy and Brock, but, like, it's a special occasion thing to me. It's not a...
So you're saying we'll see color again, but it's not going to be like it was back in the Attitude
Exactly.
Era.
It's not going to be every pay-per-view or whatever.
Okay, fair enough.
Or, every other SmackDown or Raw.
Fair enough. This feud can make Kevin Owens a made man, right?
Yeah, I mean, wrestling with Vince or feuding with Vince has elevated so many careers in the past. I want to say, like, kudos to Vince McMahon, over 80 years old and taking bumps. And
I don't think he's over. I think he's 70-something.
No, he's over 80 now.
No.
He just had his 80th birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Like, you feel like the guy's never going to die. He feels like he's immortal. But I will say, like, man, kudos to him for taking a bump at his age, doing anything for the business. Because, I mean, it's annoying, too, because you see Kevin Owens, like, really lean back before the headbutt, like, to let him know he's coming. But he didn't, like...
He's 72.
Vince just took it. Okay, so is it 70? Really?
He's 72.
Oh, okay, my bad.
I was like, there's no fucking way he's 80.
But, yeah, Vince didn't pad the blow or anything. He didn't lean back or... So I was like, man,
he leaned into it.
He really took that, and then the super kick too.
He didn't move at all. Square on the jaw.
Yeah, his head jerked when he hit. Like that was, ladies and gentlemen, that.
It's a 72-year-old man out there scripted, taking bumps,
but that's not fake. He got kicked in the face. Okay? Yeah. So, shit.
What did you think of Stephanie coming out afterwards?
I thought it was weird that because they did the Mae Young Classic winner after SmackDown went out, so it's clearly Triple H was there.
Right.
So now we know Triple H was there.
He didn't come out.
He didn't come out
to help his father-in-law.
Right. He just let Stephanie do it against a crazy KO.
Yeah. So that happened, and this week Shane returns, and he is serious as all hell.
Doesn't dance. I was upset. I was like, bro, where's that shuffle?
He came out. He was all business.
Said he's taking him to hell. And Kevin Owens had the best response. He said, for what I'm going to do to you, people like me don't go to hell. I'm going to heaven. Only Kevin Owens could say a line like that.
Yeah.
And make you like, oh, that guy's gold.
All right, so this is leading to the Hell in a Cell match at Hell in a Cell. That's not going to be end of their feud, right? are we still thinking that Survivor Series, it's going to be a 5-on-5? Team Owens versus Team Shane or Team Vince, however they do it.
I'm not sold on that.
No?
Like, I've heard rumors of that. Like, that's the plan. But, this could be the end of it for me.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, because you're going to get so many anyway. You're going to get, if they do what they did last year, we're going to get 5 women versus 5 women, Raw and SmackDown. You're going to get 5 men versus 5 men, Raw and SmackDown. You're going to get 5 tag teams versus 5 tag teams, Raw and SmackDown. So, to put another one out there, to me, just seems excessive.
Well, I mean, you could not have the tag team one. You could leave that off.
Well, the tag team division might have something to say about that, Glenn.
Well, it's not their... I don't think it matters what they have to say.
Do they have enough tag teams to do it?
No.
On Raw, they don't. On SmackDown, they do. They'd have to, go to the bottom of the barrel with, the Ascension.
You'd have the Ascensions.
And High Bros. But...
Because Raw, I think we talked about this before, their tag team division is... When is Sheamus leaving? I thought he was leaving to go film something.
I thought so too. That's why they dropped the titles.
Right. I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't... I mean, if you call up Authors of Pain, you're probably pushing it there.
I don't know if you bring up Authors of Pain to Raw, though. To me, they filled the gap that the Revival has, and I think if you put the Authors of Pain on Raw, it pushes the Revival to the background. I don't want to see that. The Revival are one of the best wrestling tag teams in the business.
If they can stay healthy.
Yeah, if they can stay healthy. What the hell? It's just bad luck, man, for those guys.
Yeah.
Poor
but they are building up this Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens feud perfectly.
Yeah,
perfectly.
Great writing.
I loved actually when AJ Styles came out before.
It says you have no idea what you're
in. Yeah, you have no idea what you're getting yourself into. I love that too, man. That makes this match feel so much bigger to incorporate it in another.
Yeah, and they're giving it
segment
so much time too. Like it's been like the start of SmackDown, and then it's the end of SmackDown.
Yeah, they are building it up perfectly.
Whereas guys like Sami Zayn and the Glorious One can't get any damn airtime.
I'm
harping
be fine.
on it, bro. 3 hours.
It'll be fine. No, absolutely not.
So Mahal, did it go too far this week? Was he too racist for you?
For me, no. But
I don't get the joke. Like the joke was something about Mr. Miyagi, and I didn't find it offensive. But that's not because I'm laid back. That's because I didn't get it.
Right. So I don't know if it's just him saying like all Asian people look alike, or I don't know what it is that he was saying. But I think my problem with it is that promo literally goes against everything Jinder Mahal is trying to stand for, right?
Yeah, it was him being racist and a bigot whenever he's telling everybody else that they are.
Yeah,
so he was being a real hypocrite there.
That was my biggest problem with it. I don't know if he went too far, man, but it's just he is not getting any reaction no matter what he does.
Here's another thing with the time restraint of being 2 hours. It's not that it's 2 hours; they have too much people for a 2-hour show. They have too much talent. But Shinsuke Nakamura is number 1 contender for the WWE Championship. Other than a 20-second backstage segment with Renee Young, he hasn't been on SmackDown in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So
and Jinder's come out and he's cut the same promos all 3 weeks.
Too much talent. You send some to Raw and get rid of the filler and use the talent, or extend it.
I did have a question for you that I want to ask. And since we're talking about the filler really quick, do you think WWE needs another title?
For what?
I don't know. I'm just
like
asking.
A European or hardcore title kind of thing?
The TV title, maybe? I don't know if I'd say the main roster does, but I think NXT could use another title.
I would say it wouldn't be bad. WWE has more talent now than they've ever had.
Right.
Ever. And I think NXT has a lot to do with that. And I think New Japan, Pro Wrestling, and Ring of Honor have a lot to do with that. Because there's never been more competition for the WWE. Ever. Like, back in the day they had TNA when it was big, but that was it. Now you could make...
WCW.
Yeah, but that got squashed. And they inherited all the talent. But to me, there's never been more talent, and I don't think another title would hurt. I think you put it on Raw. I think you could do like a hardcore title or something.
See, I don't think I would put another title on the main roster. I think I would put one in NXT. I'll say this: if you were going to put another title on the main roster, I'd love for it to be like a women's tag title. I think that'd be interesting.
Yeah, you could use it, man. Speaking of Rachel Evers, hope she stays with WWE in the Mae Young Classic. But yeah, you definitely have to expand the division a little bit if you're gonna do that.
All right, so back to Mahal. I don't necessarily think he went too far. I just didn't really I'm with you. I just didn't understand the point of the promo.
I just wish they would get more physical or something. To me, this feud, I know they're saving it because we're still a couple weeks out from Hell in a Cell. I think it's 2 weeks now exactly from this Sunday.
Yeah.
But man, this feud just feels lacking right now. It doesn't feel like
there's not
there's
the
really
build-up for it hasn't been good.
No one really cares about it yet. So
even if Jinder Mahal wins, which if Mahal did go too far, I don't know if he wins at Hell in a Cell. I think WWE might try to move away from it just because of the backlash from it.
Apparently, they're keeping it off of YouTube.
Right, they haven't uploaded it anywhere.
Yeah, and it's because I guess some reporters trying to get interviews from people about it and publish it or whatever about how they're being racist or whatever. So they don't want the bad press. But I mean, isn't that exactly what you want? Okay, so the reason this promo doesn't work to me is because of kayfabe. If this was back in the day, all the heat would be on Mahal, and that's exactly what you want. He'd get booed out of buildings. That's exactly what you want from the heels.
Right.
But because of kayfabe, we know this is WWE writing, so maybe this is the company's views. So now we're blaming the company and not Mahal. Mahal's just given a script. He's just the mouthpiece. So I think this is why this promo didn't work. I think if you did this promo 10 years ago, it's not even a story. As far as some journalists trying to come at WWE. But I think it does exactly what they intended for it to do. I think it doesn't work because of the times.
Yeah. The foreign heel doesn't work in WWE anymore either, does it?
Not at all, man. It's just so outdated. Nobody cares about your freaking nationality.
Right. It kind of worked. Rusev made it work when he first came.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I used to think there was really I thought racism and stuff like that was really outblown, and that stuff didn't really exist anymore. And then you see things like these.
Yeah.
Raids.
No, it is.
Yeah.
It is clearly still relevant to this day.
Yeah, I had no idea. You have no idea how bad it is until Trump becomes president. And you're like, shit, where'd all these people come from?
So, yeah. I don't know if there's much more to say to that. I obviously wasn't personally offended by it, being a white person, but I guess I can see how from the standpoint of somebody who is Asian could have taken offense to it, I guess.
Shinsuke didn't seem offended, but he was probably reading the script.
Yeah, he was told not to be offended.
Do you think AJ Styles feud with Baron Corbin, which will obviously lead to a United States Championship at Hell in a Cell, do you think that becomes a triple threat with Ty Dillinger?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Because he's clearly in the feud.
Right.
But he's submitted to AJ Styles twice in 2 weeks, and I don't know if I think he will be. I don't think it's deserved, but I like the way they're using him. But I think WWE should use rankings more. For example, I absolutely hate that someone like Naomi, who just lost back-to-back title opportunities, can come out and demand a championship and all of a sudden get put in a number one contenders match.
Right.
You need to have some that makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
You need to have some kind of ranking. That shouldn't have happened. It should have been Becky Lynch versus Charlotte and Tamina. Or triple threat. No reason Naomi should be in that match. No reason to me, a guy like Ty Dillinger, who just submitted twice, should be getting a title opportunity. But I think he does, and I love it just because I love Ty Dillinger. I like to see him being used, and especially in such a high-profile match. Anything with AJ Styles is high-profile.
Absolutely.
But I would like to see more rankings and more sense in the matchmaking.
Right. I agree with that. But then, if you're going off that, then Baron Corbin really shouldn't be in this match either then, right?
I guess the whole thing is it's an open challenge. Anybody can come get it.
Yeah.
So I guess it makes sense from that point of view. But obviously, I think AJ Styles keeps it for a while. Or hopefully they put it on Corbin, but I don't see it happening.
I don't see it happening either. We're coming on the 45-minute mark. You wanna get into the predictions now?
No, we got a little bit more to go.
Well, we've touched on most of this.
Well, Okay, so let me ask you this. Do you think the Hype Bros are going to turn heel?
Yeah.
Okay, good. We agree.
I don't care, but yeah.
So, one thing before No Mercy.
Okay.
Do you want to get into fantasy booking before or after?
After.
Okay, so let's go to No Mercy.
Okay.
Super stacked card.
Let me tell you something. So good.
I'm so excited. It's football season. I don't give a shit. On Sunday, I'm watching No Mercy. I've got the football games recorded. I'll watch them after.
Yeah.
Besides the Chiefs, I'm watching the Chiefs, but that's before No Mercy.
Yeah, early. It's an early game.
Yeah. So
early-ish.
You have to think. We just got news that Elias versus Apollo Crews is gonna thrown together on the undercard.
Yeah. Why is this match a match?
I don't know. They're just giving them something to do.
Because Apollo Crews last week faced Aiden English, right?
No. Aiden English is on SmackDown.
Or no.
Apollo Crews faced
Kurt Hawkins. Yeah. Same person.
Same person.
So.
They really are. I mean, besides one's on a crazy losing streak.
Why this? It literally is just like giving these two something to do, I guess.
Yeah, that's all it is.
It's a pre-show.
And it's filling time.
Elias?
Yeah, Elias.
I guess.
Moving on.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're clearly booking Elias as a great upper mid-card guy. So,
yeah.
Apollo Crews can't beat anybody. Save his life.
Well, he beat
Kurt
Hawkins.
Yeah, well. Good job. You beat the one guy who can't win a match.
Who's only got 200 matches.
And it was a competitive match. Neville versus Enzo. Cruiserweight Championship. This, to me, is going to be on the undercard. So I'm going to go with this one next. And it's just going off of history. Like, clearly, every time the Cruiserweight Championship is defended on pay-per-view, it's on the undercard. If you need a bigger sign that WWE doesn't care about the Cruiserweight division, there you go.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to say this is on the undercard.
It's either on the pre-show or gets cut altogether.
Yeah. So, who do you have in this one? Because to me, I'm kind of torn.
I have Neville. I don't think... even with, how are you going to have Enzo get the shit beat out of him, 2 weeks in a row and then have him win the Cruiserweight title off of the only guy who anybody cares about in this division?
Let me ask you a question. So, Neville feuding with Enzo Amore. Does this bring Neville's stock down? Because he has to feud with someone who's clearly under his level?
Yes. Well, I don't know if it brings his stock down, but, I think it
makes him seem...
It hurts Neville more than it...
It makes him seem like... This seems more like a comedy show than...
Yeah.
A competitive cruiserweight matchup. And it just... To me, it lowers Neville's standing.
Let me ask you this.
He has to come down to Enzo's level.
What does this say about Enzo, though? If he can't win this, you can't beat the guys in the main roster, you can't beat the cruiserweights. What can you do? You can talk. That's it. That's all you do. I have Neville winning.
The cruiserweights. Neville's a different story to me. Just to argue with you, I'll go with Enzo.
Do you really believe that?
No.
We need to have a punishment.
If this was a real match, if this was not the kayfabe era, I'm going Neville all day.
I still think it's Neville.
But there could be some kind of funky finish.
They'd be out of their mind if they put it on Enzo right now.
I don't think so. I love that you hate it. So I'm going to go Enzo Amore.
All right.
And, WWE will probably swerve us.
He's not on the Neville level.
If Enzo wins by disqualification, do I still win?
No.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, who walks out of No Mercy, the Cruiserweight champion?
You?
Who walks out of No Mercy, the Cruiserweight champion?
No, you get champion's advantage. That's bullshit.
No, I'm just asking. No,
who wins.
I'm asking you, who walks out of No Mercy, the Cruiserweight champion?
I'll go Enzo Amore.
Okay. I think it's Neville.
But I hate your little championship advantage. So, first match on the main card, for me, is a Fatal 5-Way. And this one is a Fatal 5-Way, not a Fatal 4-Way, not a six-pack challenge that I'm confusing. This is a Fatal 5-Way for the Women's Championship. Champion Alexa Bliss versus challengers Nia Jax, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Emma. Who you got?
I want to say Alexa Bliss. I think it's Alexa Bliss.
But you think Nia looks strong?
I do think Nia looks really strong.
You think it takes all of them to bring her down?
Yeah.
So here's my prediction. It's going to be Nia Jax. Nia Jax is going to walk out Women's Champion.
I mean, you might be right. You really might be right.
I think they've been pushing her for a while now, and making her look dominant, and this is the only time to put the belt on her before Asuka comes in, takes it, and holds it for a while. So, to me, Nia Jax walks out Women's Champion, so I have two new champions already.
So let me ask you this: Does
I think Emma eats the pin, and I hate that.
Does Sasha and Bailey have some animosity at some point in this match? Does something happen with those two, like to get the feud that we were supposed to get, like, or have they just moved away from that feud altogether? Do you think?
I think they'll bring it back. I think they were just waiting for the right time because, like I said, at the time they were going to turn Sasha into the main heel, but then they decided to bring Alexa over, so they didn't need that anymore. But I think with Asuka coming up, it's going to create more storylines, like whoever's feuding with Asuka, like because Asuka's going to be a babyface. Whether they present her as a heel or as a babyface, the fans are going to root for her. The fans are going to want her to win. Yeah, they're just going to be excited to see her. So I think they're going to bring her up as a face. I think they know that, and I think she'll feud with Alexa and Nia, and I think you'll have Sasha and Bailey then to feud. So I think they do eventually go down that road again.
I don't think they should bring her up as a face or a heel. Like, I think they just need to bring her up as somebody that's just going to beat the hell out of anybody.
Just dominant.
Yeah. So you've got Nia, though?
I've got Nia walking out women's champion.
All right. I got Alexa. So the only one we've agreed on so far is the Elias versus Cruz match.
That one's so easy, though. So then we got the Raw Tag Team Championships. We got the Shield, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins' version of it anyway, versus the Bar. Yeah. Who have never looked better. I love these guys as a team, but it's too early to break up not to break up the Shield, but to take titles off of them, unless they're gonna do like a New Day Usos playing hot potato. But to me, the Shield wins this one in the match of the night. I
have the Bar winning.
Really?
Yeah, and I do think.
I hope you're right.
I think it is because, like you said, I think we're gonna get a little back and forth between these two because right now. Like I think it's evident like they're not doing anything with the club. They're really not doing anything with the Hardys. So if you want to keep this feud going, you got to put the titles back on.
They're stalling the Hardys
on
until
Cesaro and Sheamus. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but this is a little off topic. But I think, like, I keep reading that people are sick of seeing the New Day versus the Usos.
That's all you got on SmackDown.
That's all you got. Why? I love it. I'll watch those guys. Man, they put on a freaking show every time.
I know.
I'll watch them all the time, and I'm not gonna get sick of the Shield versus the Bar either. No, so
probably not.
If you want to play hot potato, I'm down.
Yeah, I think that's what they have to do because I think those are the only two teams that are of any relevance right now on Raw.
We disagree again. We usually on pay-per-views we're the same, but this is gonna be a good one. So the Miz versus Jason Jordan.
I got the Miz.
I've got Jason Jordan.
This is ridiculous. I've got the Miz. I just think it's still a little too early to put the title on Jason Jordan.
I hope that the Miz wins, and I hope that Finn Balor wins, and then I hope Finn Balor fuses with the Miz. That's my hope. Okay. But I don't know.
That would be great.
That's not my prediction.
That contradicts my fantasy booking later. So, I still think it's too early to put the title on Jason Jordan because I don't think the crowd is behind him enough yet.
Yeah, they might hate him more if you put the belt on.
Right, and that just hurts. Like it makes the Intercontinental title look bad. And after what the Miz has done to build that title up into the prestige that it is, putting it on Jason Jordan right now would hurt that.
It's kind of time for him to drop it, though.
But to who?
Finn Balor.
But he's not in a feud with Finn Balor right now, so it's Jason Jordan, and he's not ready. I mean, he's putting on great matches. I just think that he's not ready.
The crowd's not ready for it.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, he's not ready because the fans aren't behind him yet.
Yeah. I would like to see The Miz retain, but I'm going to go with Jason Jordan. They're pushing him hard, and they don't give a shit what we think. So.
I mean, that's true.
So, I'm going Jason Jordan. So, John Cena versus Roman Reigns, co-main event.
Roman Reigns.
All
right, we're back on track.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
I think it's evident.
Competitive match, not match of the night. I'm still going with the Raw tag team titles for that one.
Yeah.
And
as far as like,
well, actually, you know what? Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman.
That's what I mean. Like, I think the match of the night is like, it's a twofold in that like the Lesnar Strowman will probably be match of the night. The Shield versus the Bar will probably be a better match in like wrestling terms.
Here's my prediction. 15 to 20 suplexes, baby.
We're not on that match yet. Calm down. We're still on Cena Roman, all right?
Are we?
Yes.
Call it, move on. Roman Reigns,
but like, Is it going to be like
Roman Reigns wins clean.
he's the heel in this match, right? Like,
I don't know.
to the fans.
To the
So-
fans, I guess.
Is it just like after the match, Cena's just going to like get up and fucking shake Roman's hand, right?
And then Roman's gonna
And
diss
then,
him.
yeah, like just fucking then just lay him out and just be like, no, dude.
Fuck
Like,
yeah.
I told you I was the man. You talked so much shit. I proved I was the man. And then just deck him, man. Like, that's what I would do.
I would like to see that. But
Full Roman heel
probably
turn.
shakes his hand.
Every pay-per-view from now on, I'm going to call a Roman heel turn until it happens.
You're gonna be wrong on every pay.
Every pay-per-view.
Oh, man.
But so we both got Roman. All right.
Yeah. So,
Main event.
God, this match. I'm so excited for this match. Let me say, both of these guys during their Raw promo have never looked so good.
They've been killed it.
Braun just looked real comfortable. He looked real intense. He does well as the cocky, overconfident guy.
Yeah.
And Brock Lesnar, talking soft like you bagged me in the corner. Thank you. I love it.
Yeah.
And it comes back to Suplex City, bitch.
Yep.
I love Brock Lesnar.
All right.
And
Well, $1 million question.
well, you know who I'm thinking. I got Brock keeping the title until Mania,
I have Brock Lesnar also retaining.
but it's a mistake.
Agreed.
It is a giant mistake. Strowman is on the cusp of being your biggest star, just breaking out into a megastar. And all you got to do is give him this star-making performance and put the belt on him. And his stock's never going to be higher than it is right now.
I agree.
Put the belt on him and stop with this nostalgia. Make new stars. This is how you do it. And you do it right now and you put the belt on him, damn it. That's
Right.
what I would do.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Lesnar doesn't need the title.
You don't need to keep feeding these past personas at the expense of new talent. Brock Lesnar is not in any way, shape, or form hurt by a loss.
No.
Braun Strowman is.
Yeah, I agree.
Put the belt on Strowman.
Here's my thing. Like, if they're still talking rumors of Lesnar versus Reigns at Mania, right? And if Taker does come back and he is inserted in that match, it makes even less sense for the title to be involved in that match.
I agree.
So I think this is where I think you need to put the title on Braun. But Lesnar is going to walk out as champion. It's going to be a fucking... I mean, they're going to beat the hell out of each other.
For me, this is sleeper for card of the year.
Really?
Pay-per-view of the year.
Yeah, I can see it. Like, if
This
paper...
is so sad. Yeah.
On paper, is a hell of a pay-per-view.
Right now, for me, it's still TakeOver Brooklyn 3.
Yeah.
Like, that stole the show. Like, there's no way SummerSlam could follow that, in my opinion. But, I mean, I guess just from a shocking factor, you'd have to give it to SummerSlam because of all the title changes. But as far as just in-ring
Every
performances,
title changed.
you have to go, TakeOver Brooklyn. But to me, this could be a runner-up or give it a run for its money.
I agree. I can definitely see that.
So let's finish off here with some fantasy booking.
All right.
I
said you have two,
I
right?
have two. So
All
you
right,
want me to go first?
Yeah, go first.
So my first one is how to. This is what I think is going to happen. Like, this isn't really fantasy booking. This is my prediction. And then the other one's fantasy booking. But I think this is how they get Carmella over. She's going to cash in the briefcase, right? She's going to win it. She has to. She's the first woman Money in the Bank holder. So I think Charlotte ends up beating Natalya and gets the title. And then she holds it until WrestleMania, where she faces Becky Lynch. And I think they put on a great show. And finally, the fans are rewarded and get what they want. And that's Becky Lynch winning the title. And that's when Carmella cashes in, beats Becky, and takes us away from our favorite moment. It's the best way to get heat on her. Give us the
100%.
one thing we want and then take it away.
100%.
And, I think that'll start her off the right way with real heat. And yeah, that's how I see Carmella cashing in now. This is my prediction.
I like it.
Go ahead.
All right. So, my fantasy booking has... This is the way that you finally introduce Baylor Club. All right?
Yes.
And I was talking to a buddy, and we had literally the exact same idea of how to do this. So, you have Braun Strowman he's the Universal Champion in this booking, or in this fantasy booking, right? You have him going against Roman Reigns. And time after time, Roman can't get the job done. So finally, who does he recruit? His boys, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. Match, it's it's Braun versus Roman. The Shield comes out, helps Roman win, so he's Universal Champion for a while. Meanwhile, Finn Balor eventually becomes number one contender. He's feuding with Roman, but he can't get it done because of the Shield. So, every time they're in a match, the Shield just lays him out. Finally, pay-per-view. I would have this at WrestleMania. You have the club, so you've got Anderson and Gallows haven't been on TV for a while, okay? WrestleMania looks like it looks like Finn's about to win. Shield come in. This is a no disqualification match, by the way. Shield come in. They're beating the hell out of them. All of a sudden, you hear new music. Out comes Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows running to the ring. And Anderson, Gallows, Finn just beat the shit out of the Shield. And Finn finally wins the Universal title. So that's how that is fantasy booking for me. You finally get the Baylor Club, and we've got the Shield, and we've got a heel Shield versus a face Baylor Club, and that just sounds fun as hell.
I love it.
Yeah.
I would love to see the Balor Club. Like, I didn't like it when he first went to Raw, but I want it now.
Yeah. I
especially because just of the misuse between Gallows and Anderson is crazy to me.
Yeah.
And it would really push Balor.
Those two have face written all over them too, man. Like,
you nerd.
Yeah, like just the way the crowd is behind them, like they should be faces right now.
It's weird they say nerds. The crowd goes wild.
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous.
So here's my big one. This is one I worked on a while.
All right.
So it starts off with like Triple H and Vince McMahon in the ring together.
Okay.
And we get like another brutal assault of Vince McMahon, but this time at the hands of Triple H, talking about how and he says like some harsh things about like he's taking too long to die. It's his company now. Look at what he's done with NXT. And he talks about how he's slowly and surely, like over the years, had this plan, and he's just been infiltrating the WWE with his guys and the NXT guys. And he lays out Vince brutally. And you come to find out Stephanie is down too. Like, she's ready for a change of guard. She's ready to take over, maybe like Raw and like have Triple H do NXT and SmackDown or something like that. But they're together. They're recording. So we get Triple H bloodying up Vince McMahon pretty brutally. And eventually it gets to this whole like NXT guys versus main roster guys. And I know the Shield came from NXT, but they would headline really Vince McMahon's group just because they're the chosen ones, I guess. Okay. So you would have like the Shield and Roman Reigns and AJ Styles versus guys like Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode, and what is it, Undisputed now? Yeah. You get the Shield versus Undisputed.
I'd love that.
And to me, I just want this storyline as a way of like phasing Vince out, because Vince, goddamn legend, right? He shouldn't, because I know he's not going to retire. He's going to die, and then and then he's not going to be, behind the scenes anymore. Right. But I think he deserves like a going away story, and to me, this is that story. Like eventually, the NXT guys win and take over, and that's how you pass the guard.
I love it.
Yeah,
I like it.
So you have all the NXT guys, eventually win out. Take out the John Cena's and the AJ Styles of the world.
Yeah, I can. That's something I can get behind.
Right?
For sure.
It'd be awesome for like weeks. You eventually have Shane McMahon step up and go up against Triple H.
Yeah, there's so much you could do with that.
Yeah,
I like it.
I love it, man.
I dig it.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think that's all we have for you guys. We're gonna do another episode Monday and do a recap of SummerSlam or No Mercy. We're going to do a recap of No Mercy and look ahead. And thanks for joining us. Make sure to check out From Saco to Shiva with Chase and Tom. They've hit 100 views twice now.
They're killing it, man.
Yeah. It looked like we were going to get there first. They beat us.
They're killing it.
So congratulations to them. They really deserve it. They do a lot of work, a lot of homework goes into what they do.
Tom and Chase.
Yeah, man.
Definitely check them out, man. They are doing some good stuff over
They
there.
deserve it. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, YouTube at 816 Podcasting. Make sure to subscribe. That's the big thing. Make sure to like, comment. If you have any questions, we'd love to answer. If you got fantasy booking of your own, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah, 100%.
We'd love to go over it here, give you a little shout out.
For sure.
Thanks again, guys.